Hello, my name is Rofnum, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. As kind of disappointed, I looked it up, and 36 is the max level, and that's part of the excitement I had in playing this game, is seeing how much I could max out the stats and stuff like that. So that's a little disappointing. We'll keep going with this because I really want to know like how the relationships tie up and everything, and how far you can take things with the relationship with your crew members, like Parvati and Ellie. Not so much the other ones because I don't really use them all that much. But specifically Parvati, I want to know how far that we can help her go with the girl from the engineer that she likes. So I'm curious about that. But we're gonna go into Gorgon, which is that area right there. That's our thing. Now we're going into Gorgon to do the Gorgon DLC.
We'll be here, Captain.
Oh, wait, what?
Or will we? Haha. Just a little joke for you.
Uh-huh. I think the biggest reason why it's frustrating, and it's actually kind of upsetting that 36 is the max level, and that there's no other way to get stats or anything like that, is for the specific reason that I think your stats start off at like 10 points each, and that means that in order to get them to max level, which is 150, you have to dump 14 levels worth of points into a single stat, and you only have 36 levels, so you've got a ton of stat points necessary.
Oh no, we should check to see he's all right.
Wait, what happened? Oh, he fell!
This unit cannot bring you any drinks in its current state.
The heck? That's Ellie. You'll just laugh. There's Parvati. There you are.
I hope his fancy soap we got is extra strength. I'm feeling a mite ripe.
Uh-huh. Okay, well. But you know, that's like a third of your levels just to max out one stat. And like anybody who plays a game where you picking locks, especially finding as many locks and locked boxes around that I've saw that require you to be at 150, which is the max amount of points necessary, which is the max amount of points you can get for like lock picking. You have to put so many points into a single stat that only having technically 35 levels worth of points to use, that's not a lot of points. Because you max out one, that only leaves you with 21 more levels worth of points to use to delegate between a ton of other stats. So if you want to do good damage output, you need to do like your guns. There's 3 gun stats. To do good damage output, you need to have each one of these at, like, my guns don't do a lot of damage. And the only reason why I'm able to do what I do is because of a gun that I got.
Query.
No, sorry, dude, you're laying on your back. I have this brain control thing, but it only lasts so long, so I could turn the bad guys against each other and basically have them hurt themselves. But if I wanted to max out those stats, I couldn't. I could do 2 of them. So, like, I could do the long gun and the handgun. Let's say I max out long gun, then I max out my lock picking. And, you know, they start off at 10 points each. That's 280 points out of 350 that you get. That's just not a lot of points to use. And there's so many stats to raise and so many things that your stats can do, and this also bothers me. So, by using gear, I'm able to raise my stats up to a certain amount, but that doesn't give you the perks and bonuses that they come with. It's like, this is 123. It should be just under halfway here, between 100 and 150, but it's not. And then lockpicking is at 135. That should be a little over halfway, probably about right here, to being a virtuoso. And medical's at 108. Engineering's at 154. 154 for engineer, and I don't get these bonuses here. It's just, that's extremely disappointing. And
Empty windows. Feels like the building's watching me.
are these fish?
Oh, long.
Oh, it's a track.
At the very least, there ought to be something worth stealing in there.
So at this point, I'm just hoping that the story is good enough to keep me interested in this game, because, I mean, wanting to find out what was inside all those boxes and getting the stat boosts and all that stuff, that was a big part of this game. And that's a big part of a lot of role-playing games, is getting stronger, getting to the point where you can face challenges and find things and do things that you weren't able to do early in the game. And putting a cap on that, it's disappointing. So I'm a little frustrated about that, but with each DLC that they put out, they did increase your level cap. Granted, it was only by 3 for the 2 that they released, so maybe there will be more down the road? But I'm not counting on that, because I've read that they're working on Outer Worlds
Maybe not
2.
so empty. Oh, Captain, something here don't feel right.
And if they're working on Outer Worlds 2 and not more DLC for this one, then this one's basically done at this point. Logs. Which kind of makes me feel like there's not really a whole, except for to finish the story. And honestly, the story has been mediocre.
Oh, my law. This is just like that episode of Virginia Yang, Girl Detective, where the old fella dies and his nurse inherits his house. What if we find a body?
Okay, Parvati. Parvati makes the game fun. Makes the game interesting. I love Parvati. She's amazing. And I enjoy having her in the party. But that only goes so far, you know? I mean, I'm supposed to be invested in this quest to wake up the rest of the people that are on the ship that that my character was asleep on. But I'm not. I could really care less about that. I mostly care about what's going on with Parvati and doing things with her and figuring out her story and all that stuff. So, I mean, the main premise of the game has lost interest to me. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually going to continue to play this or not. We'll find out. Well, maybe the story will get better as we go along.
Huh? Apparently not. Join me for a drink, Miss whoever you are.
Hi.
So who the devil are you?
Leandra, Captain of the Unreliable.
You don't say. Well, make yourself at home, Captain. I'm sure we have much to discuss. Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright, my burden, and the bane of my existence. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in raising a glass. To Gorgon.
Okay. Cheerful.
To Gorgon. May cosmic winds shepherd her to the nearest star. I'm Wilhelmina Ambrose, but you can keep it short and call me Minnie.
Okay.
Now, what brings you to my house, gorgeous? I take it you didn't come all this way for the beverages, the starry skies, or the pleasant company.
Well, I'll take the pleasant company. I'm here about a severed arm. Just seeing the sights from the colony. You know how it is.
A severed arm? How positively ghoulish. You know this is a private residence, not a curio shop?
Does that mean Lucky Montoya? Does the name Lucky Montoya mean anything to you? This arm came from a portable phonograph. Came with a portable Why can't I read? Came with a portable phonograph that mentioned you by name. Lucky Montoya's arm is sticking up my ship. I'm just here to find out why.
Lucky? Oh dear. He's my personal freelancer. My private investigator.
Oh.
I sent Lucky on a dangerous mission to the Gorgon asteroid. Whoever found his remains must have wanted to inform the next of kin. What a time for his luck to run out. We were in the middle of something grand, and I really can't afford another setback.
Okay. My intelligence is not high enough. I am too dumb to say this. Let me guess, you need someone to finish whatever Lucky started. His recording mentioned a high-stakes job.
Funny that you should bring that up. How would you like to be my new freelancer? There's been a recent vacancy, and I think you're well suited to the job.
Remember, play hard to get. That's negotiation.
Okay.
You offer work to everyone who breaks into your home? Must be some kind of Byzantine tradition I ain't know about.
I'm looking for someone rough around the edges.
Well, that would be me.
Gorgeous, dashing scoundrel type.
Thank you.
Someone good with their hands.
Oh, that's Parvati. That one. You want that one. They're the ones that are good with their hands. Are you seriously offering me the dead guy's job? How likely am I to wind up like your old freelancer? Give the details and I'll let you
My
know.
mother, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, worked for Spacer's Choice at the Gorgon Research Facility.
Uh-huh.
She was brilliant. The top scientist in her field. Until tragedy struck.
I'm not surprised. Spacer's Choice is one accident waiting to happen.
I wish I could say otherwise. One day, Spacer's Choice shut down all research and evacuated Gorgon. Everyone had to scramble or risk getting left behind. It was chaos. Employees fled for their lives. Mother never made it home. I'm told she wasn't the only casualty that fateful day.
Oh,
Must
I'm
be
sorry.
real hard on you, losing your mother all of a sudden like that. I'm sorry to hear it, ma'am.
Thank you. Ambrose ladies are supposed to be resilient to the unexpected, but this was especially hard on me. Mother's name has since been dragged through the mud. Spacer's Choice blames her for the collapse of Project Gorgon, and I just know they're lying.
Probably. It is Spacer's Choice. Sounds like she was the corporation's patsy.
My thoughts exactly. Mother would not have allowed Project Gorgon to fail. Something happened on that asteroid, and my family took the fall for it.
Okay, what is Project Gorgon? What did you send Lucky to find?
Truth. Mother is gone, Gorgon is silent, and I deserve answers.
Oh. Answers to what end?
That will depend on what we learn. The scope of this cover-up is enormous. Whatever Spacer's Choice is hiding,
Having to look
could
around my
bring
microphone.
ruin down on their heads.
Because I have too
Or
high.
it could just be another dead end. We won't know till we look, will we?
You got a point. Say no more, I'm on the case.
I knew I could count on you the second you walk through that door. You won't regret this, Captain.
I already
All
do.
the evidence I need should be in Mother's journal. You can find it in her office on Gorgon, in the heart of the old research facility.
If it helps you get some closure, I'll find the journal, Danger and Corporate Intrigue. That sounds like my kind of job. Don't worry, if Spacer's Choice is hiding something, I'll get to the bottom of it. I can't make any promises until I've seen Gorgon for myself. That one.
By all means, go and see what you're up against. I'm certain Mother's journal won't go far. When you reach Gorgon, pack a weapon you trust. The corporate lockdown hasn't stopped the wilderness from squirming in through the cracks.
Of course. I'll be careful.
There's a little saloon near Gorgon's landing pad, the Sprat Shack. Lucky was renting a room, so if you want to follow his trail, that would be the place to start.
I think I've heard of that place. Cheap whiskey, rough crowd. You'll love it.
Oh, thanks.
You think maybe they got a little mascot? Like a sprat in a tiny hat?
That would be cool.
So we understand each other, money is no object. I'm willing to squander the family fortune if you get me what I want.
Okay.
Between your payment and any salvage you happen across, you'll walk away from this rich enough to buy a mansion of your own. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me. Music to my ears.
Finally, I get to put my inheritance to work. Here's your nav key, Captain.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
Thank you. I'll be in touch.
A word of advice before you go, Captain. Trust no one.
I trust
Nova's
providing.
office is in the heart of the Gorgon facility. You're free to salvage anything that isn't nailed down.
Okay.
I only want what's mine.
Mysterious heiress, unexpected gainful employment. It's like something out of a detective serial.
It's not theft if she's giving us permission.
That is true. Let's go. Let's go steal some stuff. This door broken. Can I go through here? No. This looks like a child's room. Why was there alcohol in a child's room? Eh. Really? See, 150. Not being able to max my stats out is frustrating. Can I steal?
I can take a hint.
Nothing. You have nothing on you. Okay. So where is that key then? Oh, jeez! Hacky, 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 hacky. I don't know what the point of that was, but I did anyways. I guess for fun. That was the only point of doing that. Sprat Shack lead.
Someone else to clean up.
Truth. I think a big part of my frustration with the fact that I'm already at max level is that it kind of makes. You're cute. You're an albino sprat. Kinda. It kind of makes the whole doing the side quests and the DLC kind of pointless. So it's just like do the main story and complete the game that way, because the side quests don't add to the story at all. They're just side quests to do to get better gear and equipment. But being that I'm already at max level and my equipment's pretty strong as it is, except for my armor, my weapons don't do a ton of damage, but they do enough to where it's never a problem. It just makes it like more of a slog, because you don't look forward to completing the quests because you get a substantial amount of experience for completing quests and stuff like that. Like I said, when I was doing the Death on Halcyon, the Halcyon Helen murder investigation, I was gaining tons of experience and going up levels really rapidly. When I started that, I was at level 26. By the time I finished, I had gone up 10 levels. I was level 36. I was at max level, which was awesome. But now I have... I don't think I'm even halfway through the main storyline yet, and I'm already maxed out on stuff. So it makes part of the reward for...
I got supplies if you need them.
Hi.
Don't last long on Gorgon unprepared.
It makes part of the reward for completing quests pointless. I mean, a big part of completing quests is getting the experience for completing those quests, and now there's no point in me gaining the experience for completing those quests. It makes me not even want to do the DLC and just go through the main story and finish the main story, just to see what happens. And so it's like, I've lost a lot of interest in this game now. And I really have to figure out if I'm invested in the story enough to actually finish the game or not, because at this point, I just don't feel like I am. Again, like I said, I could care less about...
Let's have a chat.
What? Why?
All right, inspection time. Look at my eyes for as long as you can without blinking. Starting now. Good. Look up. Now look down.
You're a pretty ass.
You're doing swell. Now, name and occupation.
The Andrew Captain of the
Good
Unreliable.
enough for me. You're cleared to pass. That was a sanity check. If you had changed like the others, it'd be in your eyes. You'd also be drooling, cursing, and making a mess of the place.
Yeah,
Welcome to the Sprat Shack. You can head on downstairs.
thanks. Not really
Heading
interested.
downstairs?
Like I said, I'm not really... I don't know. I think I'm actually going to end this one here because I need to figure out if I'm actually going to continue playing this game or not. Because, like I said, it's lost a lot of the excitement for me in playing this game. I'm so far removed from the main storyline. One, I don't even remember what was going on. And two, I don't know how much interest I actually have in completing the game. Other than, there's one thing that I kind of want to do. I want to see how far the relationship with Parvati goes, because she kind of seems like she's interested in that girl from the spaceship, the space station. But at the same time, she kind of seems like she's interested in the captain. So I'm curious which way that relationship would go. But this also doesn't seem like a game where they put that in, unlike a game like the Mass Effect series, where you could actually have a relationship with members of your team. And take it to that level where you have a serious relationship with members of your team, or you have a relationship with all of the members of your team. And that was a choice that you made, and granted, that made it so that some of your teammates didn't trust you very well, but it was still a choice that you could make. And this game doesn't feel like they put that in. And I don't know. I can't... At the moment, I can't wrap my head around what's going to keep me interested in this game now that the rewards for completing quests are so basically non-existent at this point. Because you can only increase the power of your weapons up to 5 levels above your current level.
Ready when you are.
So that means that my weapons could all reach level 41, technically, but it takes so many bits to do that. That would be the only reason to do side quests, and then it's just a slog of trying to earn enough bits to max out the weapons and armor and all that, which is not a fun thing to do, because that's the only reason for doing the side quests at this point, is to just get the bits and upgrade your gear to the max that they can go. Now the story, like I said, I don't remember what's going on, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to finish this or not. We'll see. I might not. I have to decide that still. At the moment, I don't have any interest in continuing because I'm so disappointed in the fact that 36 was the max level, and not even able to max out a single one of my stats and get that max perk for a single one of my stats. It's very disappointing, and I don't know. Maybe they'll unlock stuff later on to make it so that way you can do more. But yeah, I think I'm done for now. And probably pick up something else for a little while until I decide whether I'm going to go back to this or not. So thank you guys so much for watching this. This series was fun for a really long time, and now it's just kind of gotten disappointing. And I've had some people tell me that when you get further into the game and get near the end of the game, it gets kind of boring. And I could see why, and I could see how with no longer having the need to complete side quests to level up or things like that. I mean, I don't even need to really buy anything from the shops. I don't need to buy ammo. I have tons of ammo now. It's just, I don't know. It just feels like it's just going to be this kind of boring slog through just the story with little bits of action in between without having that excitement of what am I going to get here? When am I going to level up? What abilities am I going to get? What abilities can I use now? There are things that are going to be locked behind doors forever because you can't pick the locks, or you can't hack the locks because you can't max out the lock picking or hacking ability, or your engineering skill can't get maxed out, or whatever. And I'm finding more and more things that require those things to be level 150 to be able to access them. And it's disappointing that there are, I mean, heck, on the second planet we went to, the second planet you go to, there were a ton of things on that planet that required lockpicking of 150.
What's the hurry, right?
In order to reach that, you would literally, at that point, you would have literally had to put every single stat point that you got into lockpicking and ignored everything else. Which, that's not how you play games like this. It's not how you play role-playing games. And I don't like that. I mean, they're basically saying you can't access this stuff unless you play the way that we tell you to. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to play at your own pace and enjoy the game the way you want to play it, which is what I have been doing up to this point, up until I figured out that 36 was the max level. Now I'm realizing that the way I allocated my points was a horrible idea, because 36 was the max level and you don't get any more stat points after that. If I had known that was the case, I would have concentrated basically all my points on just the combat stuff and said, forget the engineering and all that other stuff. Because doing damage, it seems like it's the most important thing in this game. Since you get to max level and you still can't access everything. It's either that or you barely do any damage and you rely entirely on your companions to do everything. And your companions, like in most games, your companions are not the primary damage dealers in the game. You are. Whether it be by using the mind control gun that turns your enemies into allies as long as you're able to fire that ray at them, or just doing the damage yourself. Because even though I've given them armor that is basically the equivalent of mine, they still go down really fast, and so do I. It's not... $36 and 350 total points to allocate is just not enough when there are that many stats and that many points to use. There are literally 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 different skills to allocate stat points to, and each one can go up to level 150 at the minimum. So that's it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous to have that many stats, that many skills to allocate points to, and limit them so drastically. Because there's a ton of stuff that you're not able to do just because you will never be able to raise all your stats to the point that you need them to be. I mean, the fact that I don't even have a single stat without the armor boost and the stat boost that I get from my companions and all that stuff. I don't have a single stat over 100. And that just baffles me that I could have that and be at max level. And the fact that 150 is the max stat point threshold for any given skill to get bonuses. And not a single one of my skills is over 100. That just baffles me that's the case. Makes no sense. And, you know, the perks, you can unlock a ton of perks by accepting flaws. The Groundbreaker, that's the ship. Groundbreaker has that lady that Parvati's interested in. But you can get a ton of perks by accepting flaws. So, I mean, feasibly, if you accept enough flaws, you could probably get every single perk there is in the game. But then you also are weakening yourself a ton, which is where the skill points come in. You put the skill points in to make it so that the flaws don't, they balance out. So, I didn't accept any flaws, which means I didn't get any extra perks. And that's something else that I would have done differently if I had known that I was going to be limited on everything. I would have done my perks differently as well. So it's just like, I would have done so much differently if I had known that there were only 36 levels. One, I would have completed the story before going around and doing the side quests to see what other interesting little things were in the game. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just done with this game. I am so disappointed in the fact that the max level is 36. I haven't played a game that has that low of a max level. I don't think I've ever played a game that had that low of a max level. So I'm just extremely disappointed, and I'm just done for now. We'll see if I decide to come back to this or not. Well, maybe, like I said, maybe they will unlock more levels and stuff. But to me, this is extremely disappointing and disheartening for this game to be capped like that. I mean, without the DLC, your max level was 30. I mean, I don't think I was even halfway through the game. I hadn't even done a single part of the DLC. Like realistically, I hadn't done a single part of the DLC. I did the opening quest for the Murder on Halcyon DLC, but those didn't really amount to anything. Maybe a level, maybe 2 at the most. But the fact that I was level 26 before I don't think I was even halfway through the game yet, and I was already almost max level for the main part of the game, because when the Gorgon DLC and the Halcyon DLC added a total of 6 more levels, and the max level is 36. So therefore, the primary game max level was 30, and I was already almost there, and I don't even think I was halfway through the game yet. That doesn't seem right to me. But anyways, I've babbled on for plenty long enough, so sorry for babbling so long, and maybe we'll come back to this. But, as always, if you like what I do, like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring that bell, because when you ring that bell, you get notifications every time I post new videos as I do daily. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep your head up and keep moving forward. This is Rofnum, signing off. Bye-bye!